Hey everyone, I'm Tristan. I know everybody's getting a little bit bored these days. That beer tastes good, that wine tastes good. It's Friday, we need a cocktail. So we're gonna do a little bit of kitchen bartending today. So my background, I worked in the restaurant industry for about 15 years running bars around Atlanta. Currently, I am the spirit specialist at a local distributor, Winebow. All I deal with is the fun cocktail stuff here. So we're going to talk a little bit about cocktails. We're going to talk a little bit about two specific cocktails we're going to build today. I'll give you the recipes so you guys can make them at home is the idea. So a quick intro to cocktails in general. A very quick intro is we're going to be making a couple of cocktails today. They're both going to be shaken. We're going to talk about shaken versus stirred real quick. But when you guys are sourcing ingredients, I always suggest using fresh fruit. If you can, if you have something else at home, use it. Next time you're at the store, maybe get fresh if you want to. I squeezed fresh lime juice for today, so we're gonna use that for the cocktails. But if you don't have fresh lime juice, you don't wanna deal with that, grab a brand like Santa Cruz. You can find this at Kroger. It's not from concentrate, and it is organic. Don't get the stuff in the little squeeze bottle that's yay big, that is from concentrates. Just don't use that stuff. So fresh juice would be the first thing I'd say if you're going to use juice in a cocktail. And there's juice in a lot of our favorite cocktails, right? From a margarita to a daiquiri to all kinds of fun stuff, whiskey sour. So let's use fresh juice, would be something that I would highly recommend. So tools you're going to need: a shaker. It doesn't have to be one like this. Whatever shaker you have. If you don't have a shaker, improvise. It doesn't have to be professional. Getting super fancy. You do want a strainer. If you want to be super fancy, you are going to use a double strainer. Not necessary, but it does keep the ice little crystals out of there, so your drink will not dilute as quickly. Also, I use a jigger. This is going to measure out so every cocktail that you make is going to be consistent. So you're not making one for yourself, one for your significant other, and they taste a little different. We want them to all taste the same, so I'm going to measure them out. You guys don't need a jigger if you don't want to, but advisable. We're gonna make two cocktails again. First one is going to be a version of a Moscow Mule. It's basically a Moscow Mule using a couple of different ingredients. And we're gonna do a version of a margarita as well. So two easy kind of springtime cocktails, pretty straightforward. And we'll just start from there. So what we're gonna do is a Green Chili Mule here. So I'm using a vodka called St. George Green Chili Vodka. It infuses 4 different chilies in there, so you can have jalapeno, habanero, serrano, and bell peppers in there. There's also a little of cilantro and lime peel in there. So as we are going through here, you're not going to get a ton of heat. There will be heat in there, but it's not going to be predominant. You're getting a lot of flavor from the pepper, which goes great with fresh lime juice and ginger beer. So your classic Moscow Mule. We're going to do 2 ounces of vodka, St. George Green Chili. I'm going to put that in the shaker with half an ounce of fresh lime juice. And we're just going to shake those 2 ingredients together to kind of get those incorporated and get a little dilution in there. Not too much, but enough to kind of get just a little bit of dilution in there. It's not too boozy, but it's definitely not watered down. That's all you really need, just a couple hard shakes in there. So you put my strainer on top of there. If you have another collar shaker or something, you might have it built in. So just gonna strain that right into your glass. Then from there, that's the majority of the base. We're gonna add some fresh ice in there. So the ice that's in the shaker, just go ahead and leave it in there and throw it away. It's been shaken up, it's been diluted, it's been chipped, so it's going to melt faster. So your drink is going to get watered down quicker if you use that same. So anything you're shaking with, always discard it. You want to use fresh ice because you want to keep your drink cold, right? So on top of that, we're going to use Barrett's ginger beer from Bermuda. It's going to be the biggest factor in here, so biggest volume, I should say, in there. So from there, you're basically going to top that off Give it a quick stir in there. In this case, I'm not prepared, I don't have a spoon, but give it a quick stir with something. A little topped off. And give it a little garnish on there. So, make it look really pretty. Put a lime wheel and a jalapeno wheel right there. Maybe not as functional. You can drop them right in there. You can put the lime as a wedge and squeeze it in there and go from there. So right there you have your Green Chili Mule. To clean this out, so between drinks, if you're making a different drink, you probably want to clean these things out because I don't want my next drink to taste like a green chili. All right, another crowd pleaser is a margarita. Who doesn't love a margarita? So with this, we are going to leave out any sour mix you might have at the store. If you have it at home, go ahead and use it. For any of these things, if you have something at home, I'm not saying go out and buy all these things today, but a sum of your cocktail, making a great cocktail, is going to be using great ingredients. If you're using cheap stuff, you're gonna make an okay cocktail. I would suggest spending the extra $2 to $5 on something a little bit better. You're gonna thank yourself in the morning, less of a hangover, and your taste buds are gonna thank you. So if you have any of these similar ingredients at home right now and you don't want to go out to buy stuff, don't go out and buy it. Use what you got at home, but again, when you trade up, when you go shopping, trade up next time, just a little bit here. So cool, we are going to build an Elderflower Margarita. So Cimarron tequila, you probably haven't heard of this tequila unless you are a bartender, and I'm probably not talking to any bartenders right now. So probably the best bang for the buck. 100% agave tequila on the market. Professional bartenders around the country love this stuff. You're going to spend about $24.99 at the store, and it's delicious. I love it. It's kind of my house tequila. So from there, we're going to do St. Elder. This is an elderflower liqueur. You might have seen or heard of St. Germain. That is an elderflower liqueur. This is going to be something that is going to taste pretty much just like that. St. Elder from, it's an American-made elderflower liqueur. So we're going 3/4 of an ounce on that. 1.5 ounces, 3/4 of an ounce. And we will give you the recipe on top of this. Again, fresh lime juice. I'm gonna go 3/4 of an ounce. So equal parts there from the elderflower. So 3/4 of an ounce of fresh lime juice. And we're gonna go 1/2 ounce of agave nectar. Agave nectar is something you can find at the grocery store, right? So pretty easy to come by these days. So 1/2 ounce of agave nectar. There, so you've got your 4 ingredients. 1.5, 3/4, 3/4 on the lime juice, and 1/2 ounce on the agave nectar right there. So again, we're gonna shake this. Put plenty of ice in your shaker. You want to chill it down, and you don't have to shake it as much. You do want it chilled down. So from there, we are going to strain it. I'm going to double strain it, but you don't need to double strain it. I just don't want one of the ice crystals in mine so it doesn't dilute. So you got your 4 ingredients, shaken, chilled. The dilution is in there from shaking it a little bit. So from there, again, add fresh ice. Idea of not having ice chips and broken ice again is to avoid quick dilution. Keeping your drink cold at the time that you are drinking it. So right there is your Elderflower Margarita. So both of these would be perfect on a beautiful spring day like today when we're all stuck at home. If you do want to buy any of these ingredients, you can buy all of these at Park Air Wine Shop right off Johnson Ferry. They have every one of these ingredients, maybe not the agave nectar, but next grocery store run that you or your neighbors are gonna do, hey, go for that. And I look forward to making some cocktails with you guys again soon. Cheers.